Hello, hello, and welcome back to In the Cottage with Rose. Today we're going to do a little bookshelf tour because that has been requested on this platform and other platforms, so we're going to dive right into it. As you can kind of see at the top, there are two wood bars, I guess you would call them, that are connected to the beams, and my landlord made this bookshelf. He made this entire cottage, and yeah, so it's built in. It is not a separate piece that I brought in here. The reason that he built this was because the zoning wasn't right for a one bedroom, so his solution was to add in this bookshelf. I did, however, add the curtains. Please ignore the little loose string that's holding on my decorative shells. And I added the curtains just to give the room a little bit more divided privacy space. I did that by just getting a wood dowel from Home Depot and then putting two command strips on the top of the bookshelf to hold the dowels in place. And then I also rested them between the two bars that are connected to the beams, and that holds it in place. I liked the idea of adding curtains here because when I go to bed, I want my room to be very calming, and this allows me to not have to see the back of the TV or any other of my items, as well as not being able to see into the other room, so it gives it a little bit more privacy and it's just overall a bit more calming. It also provides the front of the bookshelf a nice little backing, and so you're not seeing into the bedroom, so it's a duo win in my opinion. Moving on to the individual items, I got this bow vase from a friend who I met in LA. She's a ceramicist and she made it for me. I also have a bow mug of hers that I bought, and I always post it on social and people always ask where it's from, and so as a thank you for continuously selling out her stock, she made me a vase. Speaking of vases, this other vase my mom made. She used to be a ceramicist as well, so I have lots of handmade goodies around my home. The other items seen here are thrifted or found. You saw some rocks that I used as bookends. Those were just found on a day that I went to the beach, and I thought they were really beautiful. I love the idea of wicker baskets to hide like notebooks and things like that, things that you want on hand, but you don't necessarily want the clutter visualized. All the books that are facing backwards I have read, so I don't really need to see the titles, although I can see the titles from the other side if I just move the curtain away. These candles are battery operated, so they come on at night and then they turn off before I go to bed, and I love having them there. Only other candles that I actually light on the bookshelf are those little tea lights. Everything else I just store on there and move to like a safer environment if I want to actually light them. Then you'll see some of my coffee table books, my cassette tapes, and these 3 white boxes are where I store like outdoor supplies, art supplies, things like that. Moving into the last section of the bookshelf, it's another collection of things found in nature, things thrifted, random home goods finds. This candle that morphed into a really cool shape when it was melting. I loved it. It became a piece of art, so now I no longer light it and I just use it as a piece of art. We've got some goodies from the beach and hikes and just pieces of nature I've collected over the years. I never take things in mass, just like a shell here and there from walks, but I don't like to like mass take from any places, and if there are any signs that say do not take shells or do not take whatever, rocks or anything, I don't take them. It's only from places that you're allowed to take from. And then we have a lamp that my mom made next to a piece of art that my aunt made. And that is kind of the whole bookshelf. I don't really have any links for any items seen here, but hopefully it inspired you to just collect things that you find beautiful over time and get creative with using nature and different items for different purposes.